We're here in the KX Country Clubhouse. Tim McGraw at Universal today. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you for being
You must
here.
be tired today.
I'm a little tired, but I'm all right. I feel pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
you know?
my voice is a little scratchy today. I was screaming my head off at a Tim McGraw show last night. So
My voice is a little scratchy, too. So.
yeah, I feel like so many people came up to me this weekend and said, bucket list item, seeing Tim McGraw live. And so I feel like you made a lot of people happy.
That's great.
Like, how does that feel for you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, gosh, I feel so grateful that I'm able to do this for a living. You know, it's just, I mean, it's so much fun to get out there on stage and get that instant gratification. I mean, I don't think anybody ever gets in this business to like, well, I can't wait to just spend 2 weeks in the studio with you know, no sunshine or anything. Although I love doing that. I love being in the studio and create the creative process. But the reason you do it is to be on stage and to play live and to play, I don't know, there must have been, what, 50,000 people there last night or something like that. It was huge.
And so, like, how do you prepare for something like that? Because I talk to a lot of artists, and it's, even at this point in a lot of bands' careers, like, there's almost nervous going into a show like that. Do you get any of that?
I don't get nervous.
Or is it just excitement?
It's just excitement and energy. I don't really get nervous. To me, you know, I grew up being an athlete, so it's always makes me think of, like, in the locker room right before a football game or something, that kind of energy.
Okay.
You're prepared for it and you're ready.
Okay.
And you can just feel the energy off the crowd. You know, I sat on the side of stage and watched some of Riley Green's show last night because I hadn't had a chance to see him live before.
Right.
And saw how great the crowd was, and I knew we were going to have a good night.
Who can throw a football better, you or Riley?
I haven't seen him throw a football, but I can.
He threw one last night.
He got
it pretty well. It's just incredible. So you have this new album coming out. So the Standing Room Only it's not only the lead single, but that's the name, the title track off the album.
And the tour.
And the tour.
Yeah.
Why Standing Room Only? What's the meaning there?
Well, the song was so great. I mean, I love what the song had to say. And to me, it's not about the end game. It's about the way you live your life. It's very life affirming.
Right.
And you know, it's talking about making mistakes and talking about, you know, just getting up the next day and being better.
Right.
And that's what you know. There's a lot of that theme in this album.
And you're a great storyteller, and I mean, you have a song called. You've spoken about, you know, how you've kind of cleaned up the lifestyle, and like you've you know, quit drinking, and you have a song on the album called "Hey Whiskey," and I feel like that's almost inspiring to other people to do the same.
Yeah, it's one of my. Well, you know, like anybody that's going through this, you know, I mean, not anybody, but in my case, you know, it's not a linear process. There's setbacks and all kinds of stuff, but you try to get up the next day and do better. But that song was really special. When I first heard it, my buddies, the Warren Brothers, were writers on that song, and when they sent it to me, I really knew I loved it, and it spoke to me personally in a lot of ways, and I thought it would be cathartic for a lot of people. And interestingly enough, when we recorded that song, it was probably, I don't know, we were about a week into recording. We'd spent two or three weeks recording the album, which I still do at old school with the whole band in. I love having the whole vibe with the whole band, all these great musicians and great songs. It's so much fun. But it was late at night, and we'd been cutting all day, and we got to that song, and my voice was completely shredded.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, I don't even know if I can give you a guide track, how much my voice is gone. And we played it, and that vocal was the very first run through of the first time we tried to lay down the track to the song. And like I said, my voice was shredded and everything. And I kept going back in the studio trying to re-sing it. And I could sing it better, but I couldn't sing it as good.
It's just raw. That's raw, right? It's right off the floor, yeah.
I couldn't find the emotion. It was so emotional, and I was lost in the moment. And it was just, we just couldn't beat it. So we ended up keeping the very first take of the very first run through.
You got another song called Remember Me Well. And again, like I said, great storyteller. I wanted to ask you, and I don't want this to sound too dark, but when it does get to that point where, you know, your career, hopefully this doesn't happen for many, many years, but when it does get to that point, like, what do you want to be remembered? You as Tim McGraw, what do you want to be remembered?
Oh my, just professionally, you mean?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because other than professionally, it would be just Dad, but.
Of course.
But professionally, I would just think, you know, good songs. You know, that's what I've tried to build my career on is good songs. I mean, you can sing the phone book, but if you don't have a good song, you don't have anything. And the song always has to win.
Right.
Yeah.
I did have I had something to show you here. This is from a couple moons ago. Do you remember that guy there?
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that guy? It's a very old picture. It's a very old picture. I think that's like 1998. I want to say.
That was a few
That's with
pounds
our
ago.
morning crew. No, you still look great. But what advice would you give to that guy?
Straighten up quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, straighten
Right,
up quicker.
right.
Yeah. Maybe, hopefully I didn't shave too many years off my life back
Right,
then.
right. You're in Canada. What's one thing you have to do when you get back here?
Oh, Canada, gosh. What do I have to do when I come to Canada? A poutine?
Poutine, yeah,
I gotta have some of that every time
poutine.
I
I
get
think
here.
you're looking great. So yeah, have a couple
I
poutines
gotta have
before
some
you
of
get out
that.
here.
Yeah, I just love coming to Canada. The people are so great here. I mean,
Right.
it's been great my entire career. We started playing Canada a lot before I had a big hit. My first top 40 record, I think Welcome to the Club was their only top 40 record off of my first album. And we started touring in Canada at the coldest time of year. I told my agent to book me in Canada
Right.
at the coldest time of year because my thought process was, I know I only have like a number 38 record, but if it's so cold, everybody's sort of locked in their house.
Right.
If I show up, just a chance to get out of the house, they'll show up just to see me, even though they've
I
never
love
heard
that.
of me. And it worked
Yeah.
out pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You've had a pretty good career. So
Yeah,
I'd
well,
say it
and
worked out
Canada's
really
always,
well.
every time
Yeah.
we play Canada, it's been great.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you here, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Congrats on obviously all the success so far, and good luck with the new album, man. Wishing
Thank
you all
you.
the best.
I appreciate it. Good talking to you.